What is up, Marvel Universe fanatics? It's Ash Rock back with another review. This is going to be on the Iron Man 2 movie comic book series War Machine. Now, this figure was released in the last wave of that series, along with Whiplash, Ultimate Iron Man. Sorry, I'm a little hungover. All apologies. And Mandarin. All four figures very difficult to find. So we'll get to all that at the end, but the reason why I'm reviewing this particular figure is because this is my favorite figure in the Iron Man 2 series. This figure truly shows you how much of a genius Vonner is. And we'll get to all that towards the end here. But yeah, you have a ton of, it's a great series in terms of building your Hall of Armor and stuff like that. But this figure to me just stood out. This one, along obviously with like a couple other ones like Hulkbuster, Mandarin, comic book series Whiplash is pretty cool. But this one for me takes the cake. So I don't have the box art with me. It's the standard Iron Man 2. You guys see them they're still at the freaking stores. If you want to know what it looks like, go to Target and Walmart and Toys R Us. They still have. 3 years later, they still have Iron Man 2 figures, which is really ridiculous. But let's get into paint apps. And again, I'm a little under the weather due to a lot of drinking last night. So excuse me if I'm not all, dapper today. Dapper. I've never used that word in my life, and I just used it. I'm retarded. Okay, so let's start off with the paint apps. From head to toe, this guy is absolutely phenomenal with the paint apps. There's so much detail into it. And again, this is the comic book series. This is the one where he was mainly cyborg, and he came back for a while as a cyborg. This is not what he looks like now. From what I understand, what I've seen, he does not look like this anymore. But he was like blown up to smithereens, and then they rebuilt him, and they made him into this thing. So kind of like a Terminator War Machine thing going on. But the paint apps are so sick, dude. It's got this this gray finish here. It's kind of shiny in a way, along with this very light metallic type blue. Just very cool though, man. I mean, from head to toe, this guy's got just awesome paint apps. The weaponry came out really nice. It's very solid. There's no real shading in there, but it's solid black. But that's cool. It's not a big gripe. The centerpiece right there, as you can see, just a red centerpiece, but it does have, again, more glossiness, shininess to it. But yeah, really cool. And then, on the, yeah, badass all around, dude. I mean, this thing's got so much detail in terms of paint apps. Let's zoom in on the Mr. Vonner's head here. So there you go. There's Vonner's head. Very robotic on one side, obviously, but they just pulled it off so great. Just perfect almost, man. I mean, look at that. The one red eye on the left, or the right eye, excuse me, on my left side. Again, I'm hungover, leave me alone. But just absolutely phenomenal, man. I mean, the guy is obviously a genius. But for paint apps, I gotta give this thing a solid 5 out of 5. Really cool. Articulation. He has another thing with the paint apps. Excuse me. He also comes with this head swap. This head here, so you can take off the cyborg head and replace it with a standard, Iron Man or War Machine. Jesus Christ! I gotta stop drinking Jaeger. War Machine head. So really cool to have that option. You don't have that option with many Marvel Universe or 3 3/4 inch figures, but he obviously gave you that option here. Articulation, he's got the ball joint hinge up here, no upper bicep, I'm sorry, single jointed elbows, wrist rotates, but it is it can be limited. Not really, it's not bad, my bad. This thing doesn't move. This machine gun on top here moves. It is a little loose. That's what she said. But it's not too bad. I mean, once you get it in position, that's what she said again, it's okay. And then you have this one here that also moves. This one's actually a little tighter. That's what she said yet one more time. It's got wrist rotation there, whatever. It's got the upper ab crunch there. No waist articulation. Ball joint on the leg and hinge. Double jointed knees. So really, really cool with that. And then the foot rotates all the way around and goes up and down. Very, very little on the up and down. But now here's the most amazing part. Now I'm like 1,000% sure that Mr. Vonner was part of making this figure. This is how much you're going to appreciate his work, guys. He's a visionary, as I said before many times. Ball joint hinge on the head. Now, this figure came out before the new Marvel Universe molds came out, okay? So what does that mean? The Cyclops, the Doctor Strange, that new mold with the ball joint hinge and some of the other articulation, he had it first on this figure. And again, he was in charge, obviously, of Marvel Universe for the most part, but I'm pretty sure he's had other little things that he worked on, and this has to be one of them. In particular, you know, when I spoke to him a couple months ago, I sent him, this was back in, I want to say like November, I sent him on Facebook my Marvel Universe collection video, the revised one, the real, the 15-minute one that I worked on for almost 2 months. And he watched it, he loved it, and then he said, he's like, by the way, that War Machine is my face. So he obviously had direct impact with this one, and to give himself the ball joint hinge on the head before any other figure is just amazing. I mean, he obviously, he took care of himself. He's like, if I'm going to make a figure of myself, I'm going to make sure it kicks ass. And he definitely did that with this particular figure. And even so much as the new Legends figures that are out, and I got a bunch of those already, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of influence on those figures, guys. So anyways, I'm diverting away from it. I'll get back to all that. The paint apps, or the articulate, god damn it, I gotta stop drinking effing vodka. Articulation, I'm actually going to give him a 3 out of 5. I think it's a little limited with no waist articulation, no bicep, and then the wrist. I wish I had it up and down with the wrist, similar to the Legends series War Machine. But still not bad. The final score, in my opinion, though, even though the articulation is not the greatest, it's still pretty good. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5. Absolutely phenomenal. The man obviously knew what he was doing with this particular figure. And here's the thing about the Vonner's work. We're going to appreciate it more and more in these next couple waves, and maybe the whole year when all these figures come out. And it's unfortunate that they're going to, you know, they're going to pretty much get paid off of his work. I wish he would get a cut or something like that. I know, because I'm in business too, and I can't imagine like somebody working off my shit. But again, at the end of the day, they probably own the rights to all the stuff. He was just a designer. But you know, Dave did some great work, and this figure right here is a prime example. Again, my favorite figure in the series, hands down. Now, in terms of getting this figure, it's going to be a bit of a bitch to find. It really is. It's not an easy figure to find at all. Again, it was part of the last wave, and unfortunately, I don't know why Hasbro would do it, but they pumped out so many Iron Mans in that damn line. And again, that's cool. Hall of Armor, badass. That's really cool. But I think they flooded the market with them. You know what I mean? Like they're everywhere. They're still out there. I was at Toys R Us yesterday. I picked up a couple figures for a couple friends, and they had a whole display, you know, for this Avengers thing, and they had like, I'm not kidding you, like 200 freaking Iron Man 2 figures. I'm like, are these things like reproducing? Are they having sex and just making babies? I don't get it. How the hell is there still Iron Man 2 figures? So, and out of all those Iron Man 2 figures, there was nothing like this. There was no Mandarin. There was no comic book series Whiplash. And I know for you collectors out there and you comic book fans, those are the figures you really want. I mean, yeah, it was cool to get all those Iron Mans, but at the end of the day, I guarantee you, most people would trade in 10 of their Iron Mans for one of this guy or a Mandarin figure in a millisecond. So it's kind of unfortunate that they the way they produce some of these figures is very, very shitty in terms of distribution. It really pisses me off a little bit, but and it becomes hard to get. Then you got to go to the scalpers. So if you're gonna find this guy online, I mean, you're looking at $20 plus, unfortunately. So it's really up to you. I think it's well worth it, guys. I'm not kidding you when I say this is the best War Machine we have seen. And again, you have the option. You could take the head off and put the regular head on if you're not liking the cyborg Vonner there. So, but yeah, I highly recommend it, guys. If you find it, please don't snooze on it. He is hard to find, but do your thing, chicken wing. And the next review. Oh my God, I have such a nasty headache. Plus, I think I made out with a couple hot chicks.
How are you doing? We only hook up for some screwing. What do you need? I got drink in the fridge and poundage of weed. You'll never leave mad. After sessions with the motion out front, there's a cab. Go home to your man.
Oh God, she is not hot at all. What was I thinking? I'm gonna sue the Jaeger company. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, the next review. This one's for you, Russ. The next review will be